We have in the bottom right side our red Protoss. It is going to be MaxPax here as we enter this best of 5. He takes on the blue Zerg, terrifying opponent in the top left. It is going to be Dark as we get this underway. So, game number 1 of the best of 5. Imagine if ESL had MaxPax for the regionals for reduction. Yeah, it'd be insane. Instant lobby, 0 downtime. He'd actually just cast 3 games at once, I think. The speed at which he hosts lobbies makes me feel like he'd just cast all the games at the same time. Yay. I'd be out of a job. Although, maybe not a job I'm super bothered about losing. Oh no! I wouldn't have to be super stressed. Maybe they'd just hire me to cast for once. Wouldn't that be lovely? Yeah. Imagine that, a stress-free region. I really hope that happens next year for Dallas. I hope they get like a production crew back or something. I can just go back to being a caster. But maybe that's just too much to ask. As we gonna move along. Not much happening first couple minutes of this PvZ best of 5. Get this on the way out. Obviously, again, November Invitational Playoffs today, guys. Tomorrow I'll be here with Kung Fu Cup action, and then obviously I fly to Home Story on Thursday, my last trip of the year. So after Home Story, I will be back and streaming. We have a few different things planned after Home Story. TLMC is coming up. There's going to be Katowice qualifiers. There's a few things going on. We're going to start building up into the WardiTV 2023 Championship. So there's going to be a lot happening. It's going to be busy. And I will obviously just do our best to bring you guys as much StarCraft as we can throughout December, is what I was trying to say, but I really got lost along the way. This is the grand finals? Nope, this is just the semi-finals. So this is semi-final number 1, then we'll go into the other 2 quarter-final matches on the bottom side, which is Mana Hero, Clem and Bjorn. Semi-final there, and then the grand final again. We do it like this so the players that are playing right now can just be done with their match. The only player that has to stick around for a long time is the player who wins this, and they're at least already in the finals, so it's a little bit more worth their time to be sticking around and so on. Deb gets a couple of kills. Nothing too wild for the moment. Does Wardy stream playing StarCraft ever? No, because every time I play StarCraft, I want to scream and shout and say things that'll probably get me banned on Twitch because I'm not very good anymore. As Lings actually break through, I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. These Lings actually get in, that's bad. That's a lot of Lings that are about to have speed. MaxPax gonna get the Adept out, but he's already losing 5 probes. This is really bad. These Lings have just slipped in for so much damage. Is that just over? It's over, no. Lingflood gets in early, and then more Lings are coming, so this is going to be continued from Dark, and this game is okay. A pylon goes up, and Oracle is here. MaxPax is still ahead on workers. Dark not being able to block the pylon from coming back up is maybe going to swing this game one final time. I say one final time because it might actually just be enough if MaxPax holds on from now. Now, his Oracle out of energy, but a new one popping. You see Dark is still just making Lings, so Dark has not got... oh, this is interesting because I was going to say the probe can't build on the left side. A single Ling was there blocking it, so more Lings get in. Now he will wall off. They're going to depower the Stargater's Dark. Obviously, MaxPax's issue is a lot of his units rely on energy, so he just doesn't have energy to fire constantly with those Oracles, which means he is going to start missing out on DPS. Super Battery to hold the wall for a few moments longer. Can it be enough? Keep the Cybercore alive. Oh my goodness, so many Lings. The Adepts here going to be part of the wall off now as well. Is that going to be enough as well? I mean, there's so many questions to be asked. These Lings continue to try and hit the front door. And they're looking to try and tear it down. Another battery falls. MaxPax is starting to run out of walls. And he's starting to run out of money to wall with as well. Yeah, Dark continuous Lings in the end were able to do enough. It kind of looked like MaxPax was stabilizing, but these situations always become a little bit funky. You can see now, not enough energy on the Oracle. Zealot's going to be surrounded. These gateways will be in trouble. Dark just keeps on spamming Lings. There's not much else to be done on this one, as the couple of pylons will keep on dropping, and Dark is going to move himself to a 1-0 lead in this best of 5. GG's. As we have in the bottom left corner, we have ourselves the Red Marauders player down 1 map. Quick first game. This is going to be from Psystorm. MaxPax. Top right, our blue Zerg is Dark. Was it West first? Yes, that was Dark's server preference. This is now MaxPax server preference for game 2. And we'll continue to alternate in that order. So West Central, West Central, West. Dark gets one more. He won the coin flip. He won the coin flip. Lucky guy. Lucky guy. As our hatchery is going to go down on the 3rd base location. So we just get that set up. Simulator coming through. The Overlord of Dark continues down to the bottom. Away we go for the moment. As we get that underway, so all that getting settled. Overlord continues to move out down the bottom left. The Nexus coming through as well here from MaxPax. You're going to see the probe going forward as well. It's ready to get going. Let's see, Overlord moving down against Cybercore. Nexus continue to come through for a couple of moments. Get that on the way. As that drone will be finishing in a moment or so. The Overlord of Dark begins to move forward, heading out into the center of the map just for a second. Do I think a Zerglin would win versus a Grizzly Bear? Probably. I think it's too fast for a Grizzly Bear to keep up with, you know? I feel like it would dodge all the attacks. Yeah. Sure, why not? You know, it's one of those questions where it doesn't actually matter what I say in response because no one's going to hold me up on this. So, you know, no one's going to be like, oh, I really disagree, Wardy. I actually think the Grizzly Bear would absolutely smash a Zergling. You know, well, they might, but, you know, it's so inconsequential. Not like having an opinion on, like, a StarCraft build or, like, something like that. I guess as a streamer, you're so used to, like, things you state or, you know, comments you make being kind of, like, yeah, like I say, like, kind of upheld, right, to, like, a certain level, and people, like, you know, because people are here to listen to me, right, so then people take in what I say, but, like, when you answer a question like that, it really is, like, low commitment. There's really, like, no wrong answer. I can say whatever. In worst case scenario, someone heavily disagrees about the strength of a Grizzly Bear, so against a fictional, you know, Zergling, whatever a Zergling resembles. Depends on the micro. Yeah, micro-dependent, guys. Micro-dependent. But we all know Zerg's just a move, right? So that means that Grizzly Bear would probably win. Grizzly Bear seems like the actual kind of... Like, a Grizzly Bear would be an actual A-move unit, no? Like the most exciting the Grizzly Bear unit gets is it sort of charges forward a little bit at some point. It gets a little bit of speed once it starts moving. But otherwise, it still just moves in a straight line and slashes and dices you, like... That's all. The downside of using the Grizzly Bear strategy is that you actually have to pause whenever they walk past a tree for them to rub their back up against it to scratch it, you know? Tough unit to balance. It's like they have a cooldown, but instead of a cooldown on an ability, they just have like a cooldown after fighting. They just stop. They just stop for a while. Reset. If Grizzly Bears were a unit, what tech would they get? Oh, they get they definitely get like Grizzly paw pads. The Grizzly paw pads, their paw pads get improved so that they can run faster. Everything gets a speed upgrade. Speed is one of the most powerful things. They definitely get a speed upgrade. Their paw pads would be upgraded so they can plant more easily and just move. Maybe their acceleration would change as well, like they can turn more quickly. Maybe that would be the Grizzly Bears upgrade. And probably like a tanky upgrade as well. Like thick hides. Just something basic like that. Thick hides plus 2 armor, like kind of like the ultras, just plus 2 armor, maybe not armor, plus thick hides, plus 50 HP. Plus 50. I think it's a fair compromise. The question is, what tech structure do you need to build a Grizzly Bear? Or to actually upgrade the what do we upgrade the Grizzly Bears from? That's a good question. The bear cabin. So original. The bear den. Okay, cool. Well, that was easy. The hibernation den. That sounds better. I like that. 8 drones just died as we're talking really deep diving on Grizzly Bears. The 8 drones go down and Dark is going to be feeling the pain on the economy early. That's a lot of hits to take early in the game. Let's just have more of these Zerglings continuing across. The +1 and the Blink continue through. The battery continuing up as well. Roaches and Lings continue to produce just for the moment here. As that Oracle's still hanging out overhead. Oracle drops a Revelation down. A few Lings will get tagged up. Blink, Stalkers all coming through as well. So just getting all of those on the way. 7 more drones and a few Overlords coming through. And you know, talking about what upgrades a Grizzly Bear would have, when you think about it in StarCraft 2, a lot of upgrades are very... I mean, I guess upgrades aren't meant to be super interesting, but like, you have an upgrade like Stim, which is really interesting. You can sacrifice some HP, but then you do more damage. You move faster, you attack faster, and obviously, it kind of works because you got the medevac. That, to me, is an interesting upgrade. It's an upgrade that gives you an ability that has some amount of sacrifice, but also provides, you know? And then, so many upgrades in StarCraft are Roach Speed, Ling Speed, Bane Speed. Okay, Zealot Charge is not quite speed, but you know what I mean? Like, upgrades are so just like speed based, and then like also the other ones are like HP buff, Hydra speed, Baneling HP, you know. Combat Chills is just an HP buff. Blink's cool, yeah, Blink's a good upgrade. Actually, I think Charge is a good upgrade, like being able to charge towards something. That's kind of like cool as well. Yeah, just, I mean, obviously I guess upgrades like just that. They upgrade existing things on units, which is range, speed, attack move, you know. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, you think upgrades are really interesting, but on the baseline, they're just like, oh, increase X a little bit. See our Stalkers continue to blink back. Our Ravagers and Queens and the Infestor coming over. The Lings about to pop out of that right there as the Oracle getting caught in a fungal growth. Gonna be a little costly, but not too bad. Obviously, the fungals are scary because if the Stalkers get caught in the fungal, they can't blink back. So that's something you definitely want to try and avoid. And I think that is something we absolutely are trying to avoid on the side of MaxPax. It just makes him move around a little bit differently to how he might like to try and move around. Just has to be a little bit more cautious at certain points in time. As you can see, these units continue to push down the sides for a couple of moments. So they're just going to go pushing around. And 12 Hydra is currently on the way up. Well, Hydra's getting out. Dark definitely getting himself to some of that further tech. As a fungal, man, that's the thing. The moment a fungal lands, boom, a bunch of Stalkers die. And Stalkers are meant to be good because of the value they can find over time, right? Like, they're meant to be good because of the value they find over time. Obviously, right now, they're not finding that value over time in moments like that. Anything but. You'll see the few Zealots still swiping away. Hydra's taking some shots. Zealots continue charging the main base. So at least MaxPax is doing something, but Dark is pretty much greeting all of these attacks very easily. He is just everywhere he needs to be. He's not being caught off guard. He's putting himself in a pretty good position, all said and done, as you continue to gather over on that right-hand side. Two more Zealots, the Robo Bay coming up for the moment. Plus 2 missiles and Roach Speed coming out as extra Ling Hydra is on the way from Dark as well, so all of that's still just being brought up into play. Stalkers start to move through, a couple Lings go down, Hydras will begin to take some shots, the Infestors are there as well. And Stalkers continue to trade it out, a couple more Lings continue to go down here. Damage continues to be done. Just have our Roach Hydra Rav just still moving over, another Stasis Ward catching a Zergling. Now more Roach Hydra jumping onto that Nexus for a moment, although the recall comes in, that's going to chase the Roach Hydra away. We're even going to blink forward to chase those Roaches back. Plus 3 attack, plus 2 armor, all still coming through. The Roach Hydra gets there. And now we're going to see these Zealots charging in to help against those Roaches as well. A lot of those Roaches continue to go down. We come back through, one more Hydra getting picked off as we go. Still got that plus 3 attack upgrade coming by with the Disruptor Ball coming up also. So all of that just coming in for the moment as Zealots and Stalkers still chasing down some Hydralisks. We're going to get a little bit more out of that. More Stalkers, another Disruptor, plus 3 attack upgrade is halfway done already. Disruptor shot, gonna go kaboom for a single Zergling there. Oh, Disruptor moves forward. Mistake from MaxPax, one you don't see a lot of the time. There's gonna be a little bit of a mistake right there, unfortunately, as 2 more Stalkers warp in. Cannon still firing up, a few of these Hydras taking damage. Stalkers chasing, 1 Stalker going down already, maybe a cheeky little blink across. Zealots, meanwhile, in the 3rd base mineral line. Roach Hydra coming over, Stalkers still chasing. Roach Hydra continues to clean up for the moment there as the plus 3 attack coming through. The Disruptor still on the way. The Oracle continuing to come in about. Oh, with Lurkers on the way out, MaxPax is not going to break Dark before he really gets further teched up here. That's what it's really going to come down to right now. There is a 100% chance of Dark being onto his Lurkers without really any concerns at all. So in that regard, looking very good. Let's just have these few Stalkers getting pushed away. Obviously, MaxPax trying to play his army in 2 halves at the moment, but not really getting enough out of it. Lings, Hydras, and Roaches continue around. Fungal Growth goes down again. Stalkers taking hits. Kaboom for a few Hydras. That's the sort of Disruptor shot you need, but then 2 Disruptors die. See, this is the kind of things which I'd love if 2 Disruptors didn't go down after. But every time this happens, we're just losing. Yeah, we're just losing out on these Disruptor shots. Now the Lurkers come across the map. Now Dark can start to attack a little bit as well. Lurkers able to take position on these choked up areas are going to be powerful. We do wrap around as MaxPax coming from the other direction. How good a fight is this for him? He is going to get the cleanup. I mean, he just had a lot more units than his opponents, so he will clean that up. That wasn't so bad. Dark supply actually plummeting. Dark also only on 64 drones. So it looks like MaxPax might actually be able to get out ahead of this with 64 works to 80. MaxPax is just going to have a booming economy right now. That is going to go a long way to help. I just come down this ramp, so it's going to charge on up. An Infestor, what are we going to do? Nothing right now, apparently. We do knock down 1 Lurker. Looking for more as we see a few more of these Hydras getting picked away at. Disruptor getting picked away at too. Still a couple more Disruptors. Sorry, Still a couple more Robos coming out. Let's just have the extra Zealots continuing through as well. Lurkers coming up, Hydra's coming by. Plus 1 Carapace coming in as a couple of Robo facilities continue to build right now. We get both of those up in the next few moments. More Zealots set to charge in on the right-hand side. There's a Ling there that's going to get picked immediately. Hydras are there, Lings are there. We are going to chase those Zealots back and down to the south, so away they go. No harassment gained as Dark has reestablished some workers, currently now on, what, 74. It's still not amazing. Expect Dark to be 80 plus, but it's something at least. It's a step in the right direction as an extra round as Zealots get warped in once again. They're going to try and make that move right now as they charge forward. Lings and Hydras immediately in some trouble. Enough Hydras, though? Yes, it is. So Dog just having the right amount to deal with the warp in. Good defense. And he also defends the other side easily as well because those lurkers are there, so absolutely no problem on that one. I just find the Prism as well. That's an amazing catch. Man, it feels like MaxPax is constantly just leaving units to be killed. That's a nice disruptor. That's going to cancel all of those lurkers building. And there was a lurker that was low HP, so it went down too. That was nice, at least. MaxPax getting a win back. So this feels like MaxPax's disruptors have given themselves up a few too many times, and just a couple of misplays on unit movement is costing MaxPax a lot right here. Oh, I love that. One disruptor on each lurker, and he actually had the Stalker shot to come in and finish up. At the same time, we are going to dive on the bottom side. Dark with these lurker plays. If enough lurkers get in the right position, they can do a lot, and you can see it right now. They are shredding. Now going to be supported by Hydras as well, so this position is only going to become more complicated as extras a lot still come through. Maybe that's going to be enough for lurker count. Still putting some work in. It's still up there. It's just not as good as it once was. We will get away with units here as Dark. He doesn't lose everything. They didn't break through in the way that he's probably hoping. As meanwhile, MaxPax still tries to break through himself with Stalker Disruptor up the ramp on this other side. 3 more carriers all coming through. The +1 flyer attack coming in as well. The air weapons. Lovely. 10 more lurkers will build. +2 carapace coming through. The extra drones are coming about. Stalkers up through the center of the map now as carriers still producing the observer overhead. Things Hydra's getting through. Just going to have those Stalkers chased away. Extra couple lurkers coming back from around the side. Mothership coming up with all these carriers on the way. If Dark gets stuck on Hydra Lurker and MaxPax gets to 5-6 carriers, that might just decide the game in itself. So carriers are a massive go-to here for MaxPax. If he can get those out, he is going to be absolutely golden. He'll be golden in the skies, and he'll be golden in this game. Disruptor shot finds a lurker. Now the Temple Archives coming through as well. I mean, MaxPax just going to move towards that ultimate army, which with carriers you do generally want to have Storm. Storm is going to do a lot to turn your opponent around a lot of the time. So a couple more lurker shots come through. Hydra's going to continue to fire up, so a bit more damage being done right there. Still going to have that carrier force continue to build. Mothership coming up. +1 air weapon's about to finish. Couple more cannons coming through. Lurkers there, push those zealots away, and we'll keep those back for now. As the Stalkers again coming around to try and find a Spine Crawler. Area's still gathering up, the Stalkers and the Disruptors all joining together. So let's continue through. Interceptors firing, disruptor shots coming in. Let's continue to come through. There's the carriers, the Stalkers, Disruptors. Stalker's still coming up, just going to be seeing the Queen coming around for a moment. Gonna see our lurker on the right side, just gonna get in as well. It's just gonna get a little bit more done. So that's coming through, surrounding that Spore Crawler. Extra carriers coming up. +2 air weapons on the way out as well. Mothership teleports into the main base. Love that play, because now you've got to fight in a weird position here as Dark. Couple Overlords down immediately. Disruptors already aiming for Hydras. Obviously no Lurkers preemptively set up here as well, and Lurkers work very well in that sort of scenario where they do get set up preemptively. Disruptor will go down. Just a couple of Zealots coming through. The Stalkers coming around the top. A couple of Queens continue to fire as well, so a bit more being done there. As you will see, Stalker Zealot continuing to try and make some plays. Back around to the bottom right. Still got those carriers on the way up, guys. The moment that carriers get involved in bigger fights, I just do not know what Dark is realistically aiming to achieve. You know, we're talking about he's got 13 Corruptors and a few Vipers, but is that enough against Storm coming up as well? Did think Storm would be done a little sooner for MaxPax, honestly. Saw the Temple Archives on the way a long time ago. Disruptor shot still fires. And what's going to be seen? Our carriers firing through, another disruptor shot coming in. In the end, MaxPax does not find a way to attack in just yet, but he's going to keep the multi-prong going. He comes in from the other side now, so going to try and push that as best as he can. I just continue through, the couple lurker shots coming in as well, so all of that continues by. You see those few stalkers still set up over on the far right. Stalkers and carriers continue to get set. We're seeing this army coming across. Couple High Templar getting ready to drop some storms down, perhaps, as we are going to be seeing the Interceptor still flying through. Well, this is where the static defense becomes a big deal, because you kind of need those spores to really help you hold on at the moment. So any extra help will generally be good there. Let's see a few more shots coming by. Hydras, Vipers, Lurkers continue to come about. We are going to see a couple more Archons, a couple more Disruptors all coming through. That Flux Veins on the way up as well, so getting all that goodness on the way in right now. As we are just waiting to see. Oh, good feedback. Hits the Vipers. So the Vipers lose all their energy pretty quickly. The Archons underneath just want to target down those Corruptors, which are on top of the carriers. Parasitic Bomb doing a lot of splash damage. Hydra's chasing as well. Mothership should go down here. How many carriers will fall? Oh, they continue to retreat. Disruptor will get the Hydras on the ground, at least a couple of them. The Corruptors that remain are low. And Dark is going to say he does not have a rebuild on the back of this, so that is going to be GG. Ooh, baby. MaxPax gets the win, gets it to be 1-1 here. We will start off with the Red Protoss player. This is from Storm Gaming, MaxPax. In the top left, our blue Zerg coming through is Dark. Time for another all-in from Dark. It could be. Could be. Hatchery goes down. Probe moves up into this main base. Just gonna go and about a little bit. Drone pops out. This probe goes, moves around. Again, hatch gas and cool. Just continuing up for the moment, so all of that on the way in. Nexus is down already. No surprises, no proxies, no early things just yet, at least. Obviously still time for that to change a little bit. But moves out, heading out into the center of the map. Start herself. Again, Nexus and the Cybercore both coming through. The assimilator is coming up as well, so we get all of that on the way in. We bring all of this up for the moment. A lot of production on the way through. MaxPax going to opt for the Stargate, so no surprises on his early opening. I just realized it's our third PvZ in a row as well. All the PvZs to start the day. We're going to mix the matchups up after this, guys. PvP, TvT, and then obviously TvP semi-final on the other side. Exciting times as the Adept continues to move about a little. Stargate is still coming up. And again, Stalker and the Warp Gate continue to produce. Link speed is just on its way to being done as well. As again, that link speed finished in the next few moments. Help things out. And Deb continues to shade around, just seeing again a little bit of what's going on. As we do have our few links already making their way across. Obviously, Dark not link flooding or anything as he hits link speed here. We'll just see if there's any anything you can do with the map control. Again, answer is probably not really, but obviously it's not a bad thing to check. The few links continue to move around. Warp Gate is again taking steps towards being done. The Oracle overhead, the few links move into position for the moment. The Stalker going to go pinging at the Overlords, a bit more damage on that. As you see, the Overlord just getting pushed away over to that left-hand side. Things continue over, Oracle activating and going after these Zerglings. The Adept comes over as well. That's going to be those Lings getting pushed away. Stalker gets back to the high ground, will continue after the Overlord. The Adept still just going to shade out into the center of the map, so making their way up to the top left-hand side. Just again, and move along there for a few moments. Continue to shade on through. Again, the Oracle about halfway done. That Nexus still building. Twilight Council and the Forge all coming up on the side of MaxPax as well, as he has had the Oracles to get a few drones just there, sorry. So missing it. So a few drones go down. Oracle's getting away. Nothing lost so far from MaxPax. Killed 8 Lings as well this game, so actually on a pretty good roll this far. Going nicely as the Oracles get low, but MaxPax is good enough not to lose them, so I don't know why I ever got worried. That Banelin nest building up, melee upgrade to follow as well, so keeping our eyes on that. As this Oracle sets up over on the edge. And we got that charge on the +1. Continuing to reduce upgrades. Switching up from MaxPax game to game. Playing some Stalkers, playing some charge lots. Well, no, he didn't play the Stalkers today. For some reason, I'm getting mixed up with the earlier PvZ. Skillless was changing up game by game against Dark. Obviously, there's potential to change it up, but this is just going to be the charge on the Temple Archives coming down. The extra gates coming through. The War Prism is on the way. Lingbane producing on in from Dark. Melee upgrade as well. He's getting a lot of it. This is actually a Lingbane time and a Lingbane all in, if you will, because he's only on 46 drones, so he wants to deal some serious damage. And MaxPax is starting to really recognize that this is a thing. And we're going to be seeing these probes might just be sacrificed. I don't think MaxPax is going to do much to move them away. This base is likely going to go down as well. The Oracle's activated and obviously just killing what they can for free. We do see a few drones going down on the other side, but that's nothing in comparison to the drones that are dropping, or the probes that are dropping. But obviously, I mean, you did go into this with more workers as MaxPax. And I kind of like that he just gives up the third without doing too much. The sooner you give up that third base, the better it's going to be for you, right? The less you try and put into holding on to it, typically the better it's going to just be, because then you can actually play a position because you haven't given up too much trying to play that defense. So equal worker count coming out of this. Obviously, Dark will feel as though this is enough damage for him to drone, tech, and all the rest. Lair and Rotor are already being brought into play. Vassalings will threaten, at least, mostly just looking to take some attention from the sentries. Lean into the front, force a force field or so. Overlord goes down as the Archons smash through. One Overlord down already. Nexus. And a battery. Continue to build. There's a few more Zealots, a lot more Zealots actually building up as well. charge in. The Archons are going to get rid of a few Banelings. The Zealots will move forward. That is going to be an Observer going down, though, so the Observer now falls as well. Zealots just keep on charging through, going for as much as they possibly can. Queen's taking some damage. 6 probes already going down as well. Just going to see the Oracle still activating, going after a few more Zerglings. So again, finding absolutely everything possible here. Prism flies into the Spore Crawler, something else just be careful of. Don't want to lose out on that. As the rest of these Lings continue to get picked away at. Roaches as well, still taking damage. Lings and Roaches continue to produce. We do have our Zards getting rid of all those Lings over here. In the end, MaxPax on the counterattack is going to have enough. Never had to go back to 3 bases because Dark just couldn't hold on. How about that for a result? MaxPax is going to find himself a 2-1 lead. The counterattack is... in the bottom right, a red Protoss player here from Psystorm. It is going to be MaxPax. As in the top left, in the blue, our Zerg player is Dark. Probe comes over, gets into the natural. Our drone is just going to move out towards the 3rd base. No surprise for the first couple of moments. Let's drop down our hatchery and get that on the way. Follow our probe into the main base. For a couple moments, extract goes down with a couple of drones coming through. Hatch gas. Didn't need to come by. As that probe comes around as well, so probe comes over. That's going to be seeing the spawning pool still coming up, the hatchery still getting going. Just for the moment. Nexus is building as well on the side of MaxPax, so no surprises. Again, the early game PvZ has been pretty good so far. As our probe Nexus and the Cybercore will continue to come through. Simulator as well. Probe moves around the back. We do see ourselves. Obviously, this will continue to scout for a little while, so it's going to be the information you can gain here as MaxPax as you look around, see what's going on. Stargate building from MaxPax. Do you see the Nexus just now finishing up? The Adept still on the way through. Warp Gate building as well. That's coming up off that Cybercore. As a single Adept goes shading out into the middle of the map, so it begins to move out to the upper left side. Again, link speed halfway done. A few more Lings coming by. That is Dark. Every game just getting these few Lings out around this time. Take control of the map. See what it is he can get done. Lings come over, the Adept taking some shots, going to turn some fire back onto some drones, see if there's anything extra you can maybe find there. Trying to see what differences might be made, because so far a couple of games basically have kind of come down to the overwhelming army of MaxPax. Actually, it's the second time today MaxPax had a game like that one where he essentially is able to just deal with damage being done to him and then wins on the counterattack. He kind of had a game similar to that against Solar earlier as well. It was kind of a crazy game, actually, so... yeah, MaxPax, not afraid to take damage, then back it up. Lots of Lings come in from Dark. Like, he is looking to get that 3rd Nexus. He wants that 3rd Nexus. If you don't get the 3rd here, you've built so many Lings that should have been drones. I mean, he should be like 40 workers, equal worker count right now. Instead, he's 10 behind. So he needs to basically get the third base cancel, I think. If you don't get that, I don't think making these lings has been worthwhile at all. So let's see if he will succeed or not. Another Adept just going to get warped in. A couple of simulators still coming through. Lings still coming across. Trying to find just a little extra here towards the end. Looks like they're going to get a wraparound. They're going to go after these Adepts. And like I say, realistically, you want to cancel the third base in this scenario. The Oracle gets 3 drones. The Oracle not being at home is part of the reasons why you kind of just have to cancel the base, and, rather than any other solution. Base doesn't actually get cancelled though, just everything around it going down, so interesting. See if it's enough from Dark. I mean, he's catching up on drones already. He's making a few more lings. He kills the Oracle. MaxPax getting distracted there. He's going to lose the Oracle. Well, that's brutal. Now these Oracles don't have energy, so these lings can continue to go. Going to get a probe. Back on the Nexus unless something shows up to actually deal with this. Did he just recall a single probe over here? What is going on, MaxPax? What's happening now? Since Zealots come across, they are dying. These lings are continuing to find damage. I mean, soon enough, the Oracles will have energy again, right? Here's one of them with energy right now. You force that to activate, then you back away. So we're finally getting this under wraps as MaxPax. But my goodness, that was kind of crazy. Let's see those lings continue to come back over. Probes can take damage one more time. And MaxPax still trying to mine off of that base already, but it ain't happening, MaxPax. Take the hint, buddy. Dog isn't letting this be a thing for you at all, unfortunately. As what you see, MaxPax absolutely hurting a little bit from all of this. Now he got lings back again. I mean, the Oracles are being kept at home as well, so these Oracles are just not harassing the entire time, which is obviously a huge deal. That is a big problem to have. That is something else which is just going to continue to be an issue. And as you see, charge and +1 continue up. Temple Archives still coming through. We do have ourselves the Robo Facility coming up. The Temple Archives as mentioned. Those lings continue back around the right side. Oracle still heading up toward the top. And again, Lair, Melee Upgrade, Roach Roaring all finishing here very soon. Those Zealots going to get a couple more swipes off. Going to go after those Lurglings a little bit. Temple Archives about to finish. A couple Zealots still coming through. In the top left, those Oracles just going to take a little bit more damage as well. Still got charge about halfway done. +1 attack on the way. More Roaches and the Melee Upgrade producing from Dark. As that Robo Facility also continues just into play, bringing that up. Going to be a big factor here very soon, I imagine, as we get the Prism out, and we'll see that harassment starting from MaxPax, one of the things he's been very good at. That was a really wild opening, all said and done. MaxPax lost a lot, but of course Dark did make a lot of lings, and initially did commit to those lings as well. And he never cancelled the base. He killed probes, and he got damage done. He never got rid of the base and slowed that part of it down, so I didn't think it would extend for so long. I didn't think it was going to be an issue for that amount of time. And again, one of the biggest things is you just kept the Oracles at home all that time, which means that the Oracles aren't on the map harassing, they aren't hitting mineral lines, they aren't taking down drones. That obviously has to feel good for you as the Zerg player, knowing that that is not an issue you have to face up against there compared to usual. Robo Base still coming up, the Robo Facility as well. A couple additional gateways going to come along with it all. And with the double Robo, a little bit of a different one from MaxPax, going to go straight in towards perhaps Colossi. Obviously could go Disruptors too if he feels like that's what he wants, but we will see what his choice is. Honestly, I feel like any choice right now fairly reasonable to make Disruptors or Colossi. I feel like he doesn't need to rush into it, so maybe that more so encourages Colossus. And it depends what he's playing against as well. As Things and Banes come out, there are going to be Roaches. I mean, basically, Disruptor's good versus Roaches. Colossus good against Ling Bane. I think Colossus. That's my prediction. He's going to make Disruptors. Yeah, of course he is. Cool. I think maybe because right now the problem is there's a lot of Roaches, so maybe right now he needs actually Disruptors, and right now he actually is in trouble because Dark is just sending it, so maybe this is a more immediate affair. Obviously, like I say, the Colossi are not something you can get out if you need them immediately. The Disruptors are, and this has become a lot more immediate right now as MaxPax is just going to GG. It's not going well for him at all, and we are going to go all the way to game number 5 here. As this one rolling, as we have in the top right-hand side, the Red Protoss player, he is a MaxPax. Different Protosses around the world, hopes and dreams again. Bottom left, though, the destroyer of hopes and dreams a lot of the time is the blue Zerg Dark. Game number 5. Comes down to this. The winner goes to the finals. The loser here obviously out in the top 4. And then we move into that bottom half of the bracket. Mana Hero, Gun Clem. Same situation. We move that into a semi-final. We go from there into a grand final. 2 more best of 3s, 2 more best of 5s coming your way once we round out today's, once we round out this upper half of the bracket. Exciting stuff. Tree and a couple more drones on the way initially, as we just have this probe going to be entertaining for long enough now. Let's go find someone. Let's find Indy, and he's going to follow this drone around, which is going to become a 3rd hatch. Let's get ourselves on the go here with the hatchery coming down the front as well. Oh my goodness, the dog actually has the proxy in play. Didn't actually notice that. Apologies. Didn't look at the minimap for a moment. I was just trying to catch back up on chat. So yeah, he is proxying it up. Cybercore on the way. The Zealot is coming through. And yeah, Doc gonna really bring it in game number 5 with something completely offbeat, something completely different. MaxPax does know about this, so he has already chrono boosted out 1 Zealot, and now he's going to chrono boost out a 2nd. So he is, again, knowing about this is huge, because now it's half the battle. Now you can start preparations in advance rather than having to try and prepare while you're already dealing with the onslaught of aggression here. So MaxPax knows, and Dark gonna commit to it anyway. Queen building off of this hatchery, couple lings on the way. We are gonna start ling speed. Dark not mining too much. Okay, no, he's still mining gas as well. We'll see what he does with the next bit of gas then, now that ling speed has started. Interested to see what he finds I need to build into. So it's in the Stalker, just going to keep hitting away. Hatchery will take a little bit more damage. It's going to be seeing a couple thoughts in the Stalker, still going after the Hatch probe over toward the Natural. And that Queen just coming up, going to fire at the Zealot as well. It's going to go back and forth here as we do have the Stalker continue to fire. The couple Zealots coming through. Ling's coming around. The Rotron is on the way up. Ling speed, Rotron all coming through for the moment. Proby of MaxPax moving up the left-hand side. Just going to see the couple Stalkers pinging away. Again, Ling speed still building. Couple Lings, the few drones all coming through. Both gates going to finish shortly. Couple of depths coming, a couple of gates coming in. The probes coming out. This really did nothing from Dark. I mean, yeah, this really just did nothing for him at all. As the few Lings come over, there's going to go nibble at this set of rocks over here. Is just going to clean that out. A couple drones and a hatchery continue to come through. Those drones are just going to get straight across towards the gold base. The other gold coming up on the other side as well is just going to get that on the go. So Dog is going to turn this into a very weird game, because now he's taking double gold base in this game 5, and he is just going to make this completely wacky in a whole new sense of the word. What the hell are we doing? Dark gonna be Dark apparently is. Well, Robo Facility comes up from MaxPax, so he's gonna get that. I mean, Robo this early in the game is kind of like, you know, 3 gates Robo. It's a very safe way of playing, right? If pressure comes your way, you're gonna have a lot of just units to deal with it, because you're not investing money into an upgrade that you're waiting to finish. Instead, you're gonna have units that are real and on the map already. You'll have the Prism to harass potentially, and Micro. You will have observers for some vision gathering as well, so those are also possibilities. As the Lings continuing around, a few more Stalkers just continue to get walked in. Lings continuing in the center, Rav just continuing to take a position for the moment. Queen's joining up, Overlord's on the way through. And yo, Kipstia, thank you so much for the 10-month resub. Welcome back. Thank you so much for subscribing today, appreciate it. MaxPax just going to push down through the center then. He is going to go and start to apply pressure, but obviously double gold. It's dangerous because that forward gold isn't really mining, it's just somewhere to produce from, right? So units are going to show up more quickly, and you got to stay on top of that as MaxPax. The last thing you want to be doing here is to be giving your opponent a good jump on your army just because he's spamming units. So you need to be very careful about it as MaxPax, actually. This could be troubling if you're not. A couple Corrosive Battles still coming down. Stalkers continue to back it up. The Lings continue to go after some of these other Stalkers as well. The Stalkers just continue to back away. 18 more Lings producing through the couple of gateways in production. And Prism overhead backing it up as well as our Stalkers continue to just pull back there. Observer coming through as well. Trying to find out as much as possible of what's going on right now. Obviously, the Prism Micro, you can't keep a lot of these units safe, and that's exactly what MaxPax utilizes. Up 11 workers, although down the gold. What does that look like income-wise? It means that MaxPax still does have an income lead, so despite the gold, Dark doesn't have enough drones to really take an advantage off of it, or a lead off of it. Corrosive Bile is going to force you back again. Corrosive Bile is dangerous because they're the sort of thing you have to back away from, and if you're not careful, you can run into a lot of trouble from that, so the kind of thing where you just got to keep a little bit on top of it, otherwise you might run into issues. The Stalker's now getting an Overlord. It's the sort of thing where if you try and micro back from the Biles, it might make you miss micro the Prism as well if you're trying to do Prism lift micro too, and like I say, it's good to just spam those Biles out towards that army. I like that little play from Dark, even if it didn't necessarily land on anything this time around. Stalkers and the Devs continue to camp out for a few moments. It's going to run towards the upper right side. First couple Stalkers going to lift up again. Obviously, MaxPax still just defending his two bases against the 28 drone all-in of Dark. Ravage's Ling is going to start to pick away at the front door. This buys you more time as MaxPax is on his way to charge, by the way. That's the choice off the Twilight Council. They get charge of all things. Would have thought Blink, but yeah, maybe he wants to get charged up and these Zelds can just kind of close the distance and be that kind of front buffer. He does have the Robo, so obviously counterattacking Zelds would be great as well. That's massive. 5 drones. That is, you know, like 20% of the economy of Dark right there. Maybe a little bit less, but it's a good amount of economy from Dark going down because you're playing a low economy. Every bit of damage you take on that economy is going to be that much more impacted. That's actually a big loss, so that is painful. As more Lings come out through the center of the map, so away they go once again. Out and on the move. Ravages and Zerglings setting up towards the upper left-hand side. We'll see what they can do momentarily as the Ling Ravager begins to run on in. Zelds will be turning to fight. The Stalker's going to turn to fight as well. Prism coming across to try and help out as well. What can we do? Micro a few of these Stalkers around, lift some stuff up, drop some stuff back down. Couple probes, couple drones dropping so far. Couple more Corrosive Bile. Stalker's still dodging. The Lings are still running in. These Stalkers still taking heavy hits. The Ravagers want to come in as well. Going to go after the rest of those Adepts. 36 Lings are being produced, by the way, so it's a lot of Lings coming up. Just going to see those Ravagers dropping a few more Biles. Just going to get rid of a pylon that's at the front. The DT's here now as well. They're not active, so you have no mobile detection as Dark, which means you cannot actually deal with the fact that these DTs are on the army, so now you cannot do anything else aggressively. Your opponent will have a guaranteed defense against any unit because of the DTs until the lair is done, so that's going to slow down Dark down a lot right now. Things continue over. The Immortal will get chased, will get jumped on the Zealot as well. Also taking a little bit of damage right away. Lair still building, the Roach is still coming up. DTs continue to move around with everything else. As do have those Roaches still gathering together. More drones on the way. The lair is about to be done finally from Dark. MaxPax losing probes. How are we going to end up? He's going to get a couple of kills with this Dark Templar as well, so that's going to go for some damage. It's going to go for a couple of hits. Things get onto this Nexus. The few Zelds come across. Roach speed is building. The Overseer on the way. 22 more Zerglings in production too. Dark now is ahead by a single drone, plus the gold base might be enough for him to send it here. As the Temple Archives is not far from finishing at all. Immortal's still coming up as well. As Dark just about swung this around to having too much army now. I mean, MaxPax's army is getting teched. Immortals, Archons. Having access to those tech units is obviously a pretty big deal because that means you can really be powerful. Usually PvZ, you know, if a Protoss gets to a certain amount of Immortal Archon, Roaches just can't kill them anymore. So that might be what we're heading towards here from MaxPax. I just don't think we're there yet. You see the few Archons coming in and getting some shots off. The Immortals as well, pretty quick to get there. Ling's going to run in the natural. No wall off there is starting to suck a lot. They're going to move into the main as this DT gets caught as well. And yeah, those Lings all the way up in the main base are going to start dealing absolute havoc's amount of damage. I mean, this is just not good for MaxPax. Well, I felt as though MaxPax was kind of getting it done, but Dark is so crafty and so sneaky, and obviously these are such weird situations. We said it before, we'll say it again, we'll say it forever, I think, is that Dark is just so good in these kind of scenarios. He's so good at making a game weird. He's so good at making a game not really make sense, you know? And he's so good at capitalizing in those situations, and that's why, in a game like this, even when it doesn't look great for Dark, he may not actually be losing. MaxPax, GG's out. Dark is